start class lying down. Feel free to stay in that position, or you could be seated. Oh, hi, Kevin.
Hey, how are you?
Hello. Whatever feels good to you. Just begin to settle in to your breath. I'm going to be doing some sign language for Nikki. Perhaps Ujjayi breath. Or maybe you'd like to exhale through the mouth, inhale through the mouth. And taking a moment here and evaluate, how do you feel today? How do you feel physically, emotionally, and mentally? Notice if you're holding on to any physical tension that you can shift and move. And adjust and maybe dissipate some of that tension. The jaw softens just a bit more, and the shoulders melt down the back. If you're lying down on your next breath, begin to find a seated position. And as you find seated position, we'll meet with rolling shoulders up, back, and down. So rolling shoulders up, back, and down. One more time, rolling shoulders, finding length through the spine and stillness. As you inhale, arms float up. Hinge forward as you exhale to find compassionate fold. Round through the spine, walk the hands in. Roll up the spine, head floats up, arms float up. Good. We'll do that 3 more times. Fold forward. Round, come up. Hands float up, head floats up. 2 more times. Coming back up. Hands float up, head floats up. Last time. And floating up. Arms float up at the top, lengthen through the sides of the body. Left hand comes down, right hand over the top. Switch sides. Both arms float up. Twist, hands come down, stay upright. Good. Relax your legs. Float the arms up. Switch sides. And both arms float up. Clear the sky. Intertwine your fingers back behind. Maybe you squeeze shoulders together. Then maybe you straighten out arms. And lastly, maybe you lift. Stopping at any one of those points to find your compassionate edge. As you exhale, release. So take note of your lead leg and open the legs wide. In a position that feels comfortable on your body, sitting up tall and leading with heart. Walk the hands forward as you lead with the heart. Let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Walk over to the left side, twist and fold. And over to the right side. Hands come back center. Good. Engage the core, hover the hands, float the arms up. Good. Right hand comes, that's the left hand. Left hand comes down, right hand over the top. And side bend. Cartwheel, switch sides. And both arms float up. Clear the sky, lift the knees and bring your feet together, knees apart. Just in a comfortable position for you. Leading with heart, bring heart forward and then heart back. Heart forward, heart back. It doesn't have to be a big motion. Just want to see how far forward you can get the heart and stay comfortable, and far back and stay comfortable. Last time. Find length through the spine. Bring the knees up and extend your legs straight down the mat. Pressing into the heels, arms float up. Leading with your heart again, arms come forward, hands down when you need support. Neutral neck, nice long neck. Engage core, so pull the belly in, extend arms out, using the core, unhinge. Extend through your ankles, clear the sky, lean back, lift up through the heart. Keep the head and neck engaged versus collapsing the head back. One more deep full breath. As you exhale, come out of the pose, and you'll recross your legs with your opposite leg as your lead leg. Settling back into sit bones, lengthen through the spine, relax the legs, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Tune into your breath. As you inhale, arms float up. Bring the palms to prayer pose, Anjali Mudra at heart center. If you'd like to take a moment to set an intention for practice or for the rest of your day, or bring back something you've already started, it's a positive and present statement. You can take a moment if you'd like and breathe that thought in, and just know in your heart that it is true. As you inhale, arms float up. Hinge forward, leading with the heart. Exhale, hands come down when you need support. And pause here. Tuck the tailbone, walk your hands back in, begin to rise. We'll do this 3 more times, a little bit faster. Fold forward, just a brief pause as you stick the landing, and then round through the spine. Bring the hands back in, float up. 2 more times. And last time. Arms float up. Your right hand comes down, left hand over the top. Switch sides. Good. Float both arms up. Twist to the right side, then the hands come down, holding onto the leg if you'd like a little bit more support or a little bit deeper stretch rather in your twist. Your back hand can be used as support, or you can just have it floating. As you inhale, rise, and as you exhale, switch to the opposite twist. As you inhale, arms float up, come to center. Clear the sky and intertwine fingers back behind. Maybe you squeeze shoulders, maybe you straighten arms, and then maybe you lift knuckles. As you exhale, release and extend the legs out wide into a V. Sitting up nice and tall on the sit bones, bend knees if you need to. That will help free up the hips. Leading with the heart forward, spider walk the hands out, finding your compassionate fold. Stay rooting into the sit bones and into the heels. Let your shoulders melt down the back. Walk the hands to the right side, twist and fold, gently rooting into the sit bones. And mindfully walk to the opposite side. Bring the hands back to center. Engage your core, then hover the hands, unhinge using the core, arms float up. Good. Right hand to right leg, left hand over the top. Side bend. Switch sides. Both arms float up. Clear the sky, lift the knees, and then bring feet together, knees apart. Leading with the heart, come forward into cow pose, hold. Make sure the chin's not coming forward too much. Lead more with the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Now tuck tailbone, pull the heart back, let the chin tuck in. Cow or a cat pose. to rise. Stacking the spine, bring the knees up and extend your legs straight down the mat. Sitting up on the sit bones, arms float up and again leading with the heart. Hinge forward. When you need some support, arms come down and find your compassionate edge. Engage the core, arms float forward, unhinge using the core. Extend through the ankles, clear the sky, lean back, and lift up through heart center. As you exhale, release out of the pose. Good. Come around onto all fours. Roll through cow and cat here. If you'd like to take time to pause in either of the poses, go ahead. It might feel better just to move. And it also might feel good to move more organically, shifting to the side or maybe hips to heels. It's up to you. On your next inhalation, find neutral. So as you inhale, come to neutral position. So you're going to work on zipping up the core and tightening the corset of the core as we do spinal balances. So really pull the belly in, pull the sides in, and pull the back down. Your right leg extends back. Wrap that core. If you'd like to add on, you can add the left hand, but you don't have to. Keep the core engaged. Lower down, switch sides. Always have the option to leave the hand out. Lower down, switch sides. Lower, switch. Release. Open up the knees wide, big toes together, hips to heels. Child's pose, if that's uncomfortable on your knees, keep the hips lifted, but find support for your forehead. So maybe you stack the hands, or if you have a block nearby. Begin to rise. Bring the knees in just slightly. Intertwine your fingers so that your pinkies stack one in front of the other instead of one on top of the other, one in front of the other. And you'll place the hands down, and that means you'll have just a more solid base versus trying to balance on one pinky. Hips will go to heels. If you don't want to go down so far, you can curl the toes. Hips to heels, press into forearms, shift the body forward, maybe the nose touches down, shift back, hips to heels. So pull the belly in, keep rooting down through your forearms. We'll have a chance to take this to a higher level later in class if you'd like, but you do not have to. Also, the nose does not have to tap down. It's just that general direction. do 2 more. And this is the last one, bringing hips to heels. Palms come down onto the mat. Lift, knees together, not together, but back underneath the hips, and shift forward into knee plank. Belly pulls in. Round into cat, hips go to heels. Round into cat, lengthen out, knee plank. Cat. Round into cat. Knee plank. Pause here. Elbows bend out, scoop the arms in, straighten the arms. Round into cat, hips to heel. Round into cat, come forward, adding on the arm exercise. So elbows out, scoop the elbows in, straighten the elbows, round into cat, hips to heels. Forward into knee plank. Elbows out, elbows in, straighten, hips to heels. Forward. If you'd like to take this up 1 notch, you can come into full plank, elbows out, elbows in, straighten, knees down, hips to heels. Just 1 more option if you'd like. I'll probably stay on the knees today. Last one. One more, hips to heels. As you come forward, find knee plank or full plank, and from there lift into downward facing dog. Find a strong down dog, hug arm bones together, or toward the head anyway, not together. Press into thumb side of the hand and pointer finger side of the hand just a teeny bit more. Lengthen the backs of the legs as you pull the front of the ribs and the core inward. Right leg steps forward as many steps as you'd like. You always can go down onto left knee, bringing your right leg forward. Pausing in a high lunge for a moment. Use blocks as needed to raise up the floor. Lengthen. Lower the back knee down. Uncurl the foot, press into the shin. Tuck the tailbone, zip up the core. Arms gonna rise and place hands on the leg and press away from the body. So you kind of lean back. Keep tucking the tailbone, belly in, glutes are active. Lower down. Hands by each side, back heel lifts and lower the foot down. So activate hamstrings, a little hold, lower. Good. 2 more. And lower. Lift into high lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. Set up your down dog again. Arms, hands, core, ribs, lengthen back to the legs. And the left side, as many steps as you'd like, stepping to the left thumb. When you're ready, come into high runner's lunge. Lower the knee down. Uncurl the foot. Tuck tailbone, zip up core. Hands come to the leg and then press away. And keep scooping, engage core and press. and release, hands come down. Back leg, 5 times. Lift, engage your hamstrings, lower. Lift. 3, 2, last one. Good. Curl the foot, lift into high lunge, step into downward facing dog. Activate arms, hug toward the ears. Zip up the ribs core, lengthen through the backs of the legs. Lower down onto the knees. Bring your hands back so you're in tabletop. Right leg, left hand arm if you'd like. You can just use the leg and extend, holding spinal balance. So you want to really engage the core here. Switch. Excellent balance, nice. We'll do this one more time on each side.
Is your gaze supposed to be forward or like right?
So your gaze is, without lifting the chin, stay neutral neck and then just look out. So it depends on where you are on your mat. I'm gazing probably 3 inches above my mat because I'm pretty close to the top. And lower down. Good. Slide your hands forward, shift forward, knee plank. Hips to heels, round into cat. Round into cat, come forward. Can always go into full plank if you'd like. Elbows out, elbows in, straighten, then you lower back down. Hips to heels, 2 more times. Come forward. Plank or knee plank, elbows out, elbows in, straighten, lower back down if you're raised. Last one, come forward, find your plank, elbows out, elbows in, lengthen arms, lower back down. This time, moving into downward facing dog. So going into down dog, lift the hips, fold in half. Set up your strong down dog, spread those fingers wide, suction cup the hands to the mat as you activate the arms, the ribs, the core. Lengthen through the backs of the legs. Right leg, maybe you'd like to lift it up now, 3-legged dog, but you don't have to. Tuck and step as many steps as you'd like. Step into your thumb. If you feel like your feet are way too far apart, hop your back foot in. We'll rise into crescent lunge. Begin to lift the arms, lift the body. Clear the sky, stack hand over hand on the thigh. Tuck your tailbone, zip up the core, and press the body back. So you're practicing balance, good. Strengthening through the ankles. Should feel the left leg engaged for sure. Feel the right quad engaged. Good. Come down, bring your hands to your instep. Lower the back knee down. Toe heel until you can get your arms shoulder width apart. Shift your weight forward and down. I like to hug my arm and my leg together. Just another active component of the stretch if you'd like. Curl your back foot, lift into high lizard, and step back, downward facing dog. Left leg, maybe you'd like to lift, you do not have to. Tuck the leg in, stepping to the left thumb. As many steps as you'd like. Feel free to hop your back foot in. We'll rise into crescent, root down, arms begin to lift. Torso lifts. At the top, clear the sky. Hands go to the thigh. As you tuck the tailbone, you press your body away. Find your drishti point. It's a something out in front of you, 3 to 6 feet, and of course it's not moving. As you come out of the pose, bring the hands to the instep, lower the back knee down, toe heel out, uncurl your foot, shift forward and down. Lengthen through the spine. Have the option to hug your arm and leg together, add a strength component. Curl your back foot, lift into high lizard, step back, downward facing dog. Lower to the knees, lower all the way down to the mat, to the heart, and we'll come into Sphinx pose. Turn it up here. So here in Sphinx pose, you want your elbows underneath your shoulders, the arms straight out in front. You press down into your forearms, making sure you're not sinking. So you're going to press away, broaden through the collarbones, broaden through the back, but also send your shoulder blades down the back. Lots to think about. So we'll take time to find the pose. If you're feeling any pinching in the back, you can have wide legs. You can experiment, see what feels better on your back. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Lower down. Stack hand over hand, rest forehead, chin, or cheek, whatever's most comfortable. Bend your right leg and lift right leg only, lifting your foot up to the ceiling. Engage glutes, isolate, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. 2, 1, lower all the way down and switch. Bend left leg, lift, and find your lift and lower. Pull the belly up away from the mat. Don't forget to breathe. Excellent, good. Three, 2, 1, release. Shake out the hips, relax for a moment. Right hand now is going to come to your right foot. The left hand or left forearm is parallel to the front of your mat. Root down into the hips. Pause here for a moment. Staying rooted into the hips, you press into the front arm, lift your chest. Now your foot presses into your right hand, finding a lot of length in your right arm. If you'd like to hover the legs, you can, but you can also keep the legs down on the mat. Release down. Switch sides. Root into the hips, get a little bit of the stretch. Press into the front arm, lift chest, press into your hand, lengthening the arm. You have an option to float legs or keep legs still. Release. Maybe windshield wiper your feet from side to side. If that doesn't feel good, just pigeon toe the feet, relax. Or you can add in pigeon toe feet and rock the hips. or just hold still. Begin to bring awareness back into the body, bringing the feet curled, hips width apart. Hands come by the chest, lift up, and we'll meet in tabletop position. Curl your toes, sink hips to heels, walk the hands in. Maybe you pause right there. If you'd like a little bit more, you come all the way up, add your body weight, press down into those toes, but you don't have to. You can keep the hands down for support. Try to even get your pinky toe down. Coming out of the pose, uncurl the toes. You can drum the feet, or you can just rotate the ankles and wiggle the toes. Good. Let's see. Widen the hands just a little bit. Right arm floats up. Let the hips shift. Reach up to the ceiling. Now thread that hand through, reaching as far toward the left side as you can until you're on your shoulder. Maybe you'd like to add a blanket underneath your shoulder so you don't have to go down so far. And make sure it's underneath your head too, so your head and shoulder can be even. Your right hand can stay down on the floor for support. You can bring that hand a shark fin with the palm on the back, or you can raise or bind. If the right hand is in the air on the body, bring the right hand back to the mat. And we'll meet unthreading all the way to the ceiling. Reach. From this position, rotate in big circles. So go toward the head, back up. Toward the head, back up. Last time. As the hand comes down, plant it. Excellent. We'll switch sides. Make sure your hands are just a teeny bit wider than your shoulder distance. Left hand floats up. As you thread through, reach as far as you can to the right side. Then you rest on the side of the shoulder. Very little pressure on the head. Feel free to raise your body up with a blanket. Your left hand stationary to the back to bind or straight up in the air. If the right hand has moved, bring the right hand back to the mat. Unthread through the left, lifting all the way to the ceiling. Adding rotation toward the head and around, back up. So you kind of close the body and then open the body one more time. This time bringing the hand down all the way to the mat. Good. Extend your arms out. So you're going to open the legs, hips to heels. You can always keep the hips lifted. Walk the arms out, stretching through arm. Just do a compassionate edge. Don't feel like you have to stretch arms all the way straight, but get a little bit of length in your arms. Begin to rise and come down on the sit bones. So bring the feet wide, hands back behind, lower the knees to the right side. So you lower the knees, your left hip will be lifted, and then you lift the knees and lower the knees to the opposite side. Trying to sit up as tall as you can. Now maybe the legs go all the way down to the mat, but maybe they don't. If you'd like the next component of this, it's engaging core and doing this with no hands. You want to stay up as tall as you can. And you will notice as you do that, you crawl. I'm coming for you, Diane. Good. Last one, each side. Excellent. And hands come down. Left foot all the way in as if you're going to do your crisscross applesauce. Right foot comes to center line of the body and flex your foot back. And you can adjust the bend in the knee. I like a 90-degree bend. Arms float up. Hinge forward, leading with the heart. Hands touch down. Walk the hands in. As you rise, lengthen your right leg. You'll have to adjust the left foot. Make sure that you're squaring up with the straight leg and not the bent leg, okay? So you kind of feel a little bit twisted. Arms float up, lead with the heart. When you need to release the arms to keep the heart forward, just bring the hands down to the foot, to the shin, to the mat. Walk the hands in and lift the left knee, plant your foot down. Give yourself enough space that you can get your body through. Open up your left knee. As you fold through, you close the left knee, hugging the knee toward the body. So you want to squeeze that leg in toward the body versus letting it hang out. Walk the hands in. Good. Right leg comes all the way in. Flex your left foot. I like a 90-degree bend, but you want to plant the heel right into the center of the mat. Arms float up. Lead with the heart, and hands come down. Soften your jaw. Relax through the shoulders. You want to keep your chest square, so the chest should be right in line with your heel, because your heel is in the center of the mat. Walking the hands in, rise. And the left leg extends straight down the mat, straight from the hip. Adjust right foot. Arms float up. Lead with the heart. Hands come down as you need support. Walk the hands in, rise. Bring the right knee up, plant the foot down, giving yourself enough space so your body can go through. You start with the knee open, arms float up, lead with the heart. As you come through, you hug the leg into the body using your inner thigh muscles. Walk the hands in. Good. Extend both legs. Extend through your ankles. Hands back behind. Lift up and over. as you exhale, come out of the pose. Make sure you have lots of room back behind and lower down onto the back, however you'd like to get there. As you come down, you can tuck legs into the chest, rock. You can come into happy baby, rock that way. Or a few minutes of both, whatever you like the best. Lower the soles of your feet to the mat. Arms come out into goalpost, T or a V position, a low V, or upside down V, you decide. Tuck your legs back in. Roll over to the left side until the left thigh touches down. If your right shoulder lifts the whole bunch, see if you can shimmy out a little bit and lower that shoulder back down. Or maybe you just move your arm coming into the upside down V position so that the fingers are moving toward the feet. And that way you have less stress on your shoulder. As you pause here in the twist, you're focusing on right side body. And just expand into that side with each breath. One more deep, full breath. As you exhale, soften out of the pose, bringing your feet back around to center of the mat. And relax. Keeping the hips and shoulders square, you can adjust the arms as needed. And we'll move to the opposite side. So you're going to roll toward the left side or right side. So you'll tuck the legs in, lifting the feet, roll all the way over, down onto the right thigh. Adjusting your left shoulder and arm, just depending on what you need for your stretch. Focusing on left side, expanding with each breath. You're going to take a few more breaths here in this pose. Say 3 more breath cycles, your breath cycles. And on that 4th cycle, you'll come out of the pose. And if there's a final pose you'd like to do before Shavasana, maybe happy baby again, or a candle pose, or whatever feels good, maybe go right into Shavasana. That's fantastic. Take a moment to evaluate, are you comfortable? Is this a pose that you can hold comfortably without movement? Maybe bringing awareness to the breath, just a few more deep breaths. Noticing those points that touch down on a surface. And when you're ready, releasing control of the breath and releasing into those points. Perhaps you want to find your quiet space, letting go in Shavasana. perhaps you'd like to be more mindfully meditative. And in that case, you can follow along. Picture a beautiful beam of light, white light, pink light, gold light, whatever kind of light, emanating down on you, healing you, restoring you. Or maybe you like to give the gift to someone else, picturing them with the light, or a group of people, or maybe the entire world, picturing the globe covered in this beautiful light. Bring awareness into your breath. Finding a full expression of your breath. And as you exhale, maybe you'd like to add a sigh. And with each exhalation, exhale out any doubts, fears, whatever it is that is not serving you, that is not making you a better person today. Exhale it out. go. Excellent, nice. Begin to let the breath move the body. Maybe just shift, wiggle the fingers and toes, or maybe you'd like to stretch, or roll to the fetal position and pause. Slowly begin to rise. Meeting in a seated posture, we'll unite our breath. As you inhale, arms float up, deep, energizing breath. Anjali Mudra at Heart Center. Thank you so much for being here and for practicing with me today and for trusting me to guide you. Namaste.